Hey everyone, my name is Naima and I am coming online today to answer a common question that I've been getting recently regarding how to come off of hormonal birth control and how to re-regulate your cycle once you've done so. So, first, before I go into this, I just want to say that if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about coming off of hormonal birth control or you are doing so now, and I just want to congratulate you. That's a big choice, a big decision, and it's something to absolutely celebrate. You're taking charge of your own body and trying to get back in touch with your body's natural regular rhythms. And that's amazing. And you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have better moods, regular cycles, and most likely less issues with your period. Before I go any further, I also want to add that no matter how long you're on hormonal birth control, it's going to take your body time to re-regulate. And I just want to remind you to be patient with your body. Your body is probably not going to re-regulate to a natural, normal, healthy menstrual cycle in a month. It might take 2 or 4 or 6 or maybe even up to a year, depending how long you were on hormonal birth control. Most women have taken it for at least a year or 2 or 5 or 10. So just remember how long you were taking the birth control for, and remember that it could take a good amount of time for your body to re-regulate. And that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. So in order to help you re-regulate at a quicker rate, I'm here to help give you some tips. I'm going to give you 3 main tips to help you get your hormonal reproductive system back in track. So, first things first, I recommend implementing 2 supplements into your diet. And before I go any farther, I'm not a doctor. I'm not able to prescribe to you anything. You're going to take these things at your own risk. However, they've been recommended to me time and time again, and I trust my doctors and the people who I have studied under. So, just want to give that little disclaimer there. First thing you're going to take is called Vitex. It's also known as chase tree berry, but Vitex is such a good plant in helping to regulate the hormonal system. It works with regulating the pituitary gland, which is a gland in your brain that communicates with the ovaries, and that's going to help you to get your ovulation back, which is the main event in a menstrual cycle, and that's what you're going to want to start to focus on, is getting your ovulation coming back. Hormonal birth control, its job is to shut down ovulation. In shutting down ovulation, it shuts down the entire hormonal endocrine system happening in your body. So we're trying to get that hormonal system back online and then regulated in a way that helps you to have a healthy menstrual cycle that you can predict and rely on. So you can take Vitex in the morning, right when you wake up, before you eat breakfast, because your pituitary gland is most active during that time. The second supplement I recommend you taking is this one right here called magnesium glycinate. Magnesium is amazing. It's the mineral miracle. It's great at just helping to regulate the hypothalamus, to reduce stress, and these are really important as well when it comes to re-regulating the female hormones in the reproductive system. So these are 2 supplements that you can take. Magnesium you're going to want to take at night before you go to bed. That's the best time to take it. So that's number 1. The second thing is sleep. You want to make sure that you're sleeping well and long, and not just long hours. We want to focus on getting the circadian rhythm back in balance. The circadian rhythm is what regulates your sleeping and waking cycles in your body. And when you have regular sleep and your circadian rhythm is in alignment, it's going to help your hormones to be in higher alignment as well. This is when we produce melatonin. This is when our parasympathetic nervous system is activated. That's the part of our nervous system that's resting and digesting and healing our bodies. So not only do you want to get a good amount of sleep, but it's important to start to develop a routine for when you go to sleep and when you wake up, trying to get on the same sleeping and waking times to help your body better predict those rhythms. So another way to get your circadian rhythm back in balance is to sleep in the complete darkness. And I mean, like, get some blackout curtains, hang some shades up in your room, whatever you need to do, but get it dark in your room. Unplug your phones, your chargers, any clocks, anything that could even just be illuminating a tiny light. You want to unplug those, because it's not just about having our eyes in darkness, it's about having the entire body in darkness. We can pick up light sources from our skin and from other areas of our body, and that starts to dysregulate those circadian rhythms a little bit. So, blackout curtains, sleeping in complete darkness, trying to go to bed, and waking up at around the same time each day and night. And last, which is just a bonus tip if you really want to go for it, is to start adding a night light in 3 days of the cycle. So, to go a little bit in depth with this, back in the day, before electricity and the technology and all of the sources of light and information was coming at us at all hours of the day and night, we used to have light and darkness, and the full moon and the new moon, and those are times of more light and less light. Women back in these days would most of the time ovulate with the full moon and bleed with the new moon. So we're wanting to get the hormones in our bodies in sync also with regard to the moon cycles. The moon cycles are hugely affecting how our bodies menstruate and how we move through this world as female-bodied people. So putting a nightlight mid-cycle is what's going to help mimic the effects of the full moon. And you can also do this, put the nightlight in your room for those 3 days while the moon is actually full as well. So when the moon is full, that's going to help mimic that light source that's going to tell your body to ovulate at this time. So when you're coming off of birth control, you're not going to know exactly where you're at in your cycle. It's hard to tell. So just pick a 30-day period or pick the 28-day period of the moon cycle, and when the moon is full, put the nightlight in your room for 2 to 3 days around that moon cycle. And then go back to sleeping in darkness the rest of the time. So that's just a bonus tip if you really want to add that in there. It's really interesting, but it's another way to get your body pushing towards ovulation. The last thing I want to mention when it comes to finding regulation in your hormones is to set intention and start tracking your cycle. And this might be something that it's easy to brush off, but it's really important. Starting to track your cycle in any way is going to help build relationship with your body, with your cycle, with your mind, body, spirit, okay? So you might not have much to record at the beginning, and you don't need to record a lot. Just record when you start bleeding, or when you have a little bit of spotting, or when you feel a little cramp and a little ping in your side, or anything that might appear relevant to you, to just start building that connection with the awareness of your body, of your menstrual cycle. Part of re-regulating our cycles and having a regular menstrual cycle is that we're able to then get all this information about our bodies. And when we start to record that information, it just brings us into finer tune with what's going on. Recording your menstrual cycle and putting intention, using these tips I'm giving you, taking those supplements with the intention of regulating your hormones, and going to sleep at night and closing your curtains at night with the intention of regulating your hormones. Just the thought of it in and of itself and the awareness will help to bring that back. And it's amazing. The power of the mind is truly amazing. So those are 3 quick tips. I could go so much more in depth about this topic. There's a lot to it. And places where you can find me where I do go in depth about this and talk deeply is an upcoming course I'm having that is a 28-day course guided through your menstrual cycle. If you're wanting more information about this course, you can click on my link below that takes you to my Instagram. That's where I post a lot of information about upcoming courses, as well as visiting my website. You can subscribe there, and so I'll have your email to be able to send you newsletters when the course is launching. If you go that route, you will also receive a lovely ebook into your email all about the 4 phases of the menstrual cycle for free. So, I hope this video was informative and you got something out of it. Just to review, 3 things that you can do is take the supplements, sleep better, put intention, and start tracking your cycle. I promise these things will make a difference in some way, shape, or form, and it's just the little things that count at the beginning. So good luck with your cycle, bless your womb. I'll see you next video.